Let's talk Eurovision.
Let's talk Eurovision. Let's talk Eurovision. Let's talk Eurovision.
Chocolate covered sugar and spice. Tasty, tasty, yum, yum, tasty.
How much time do we have left together? I can tell you.
Hello everyone, it is Matt with ESC United, your favorite Eurovision channel. How you're all doing? Happy Sunday, happy Eurovision week. And yes, hopefully my microphone issues have been is working, I should say. Those who were around yesterday, we had immediate technical difficulties with my microphone and it kind of cut out throughout the day sometimes. So it's not the microphone, I learned that. It's actually the software. So as soon as I touched the microphone, it seemed to be disconnecting. So I put the microphone a little bit further away. Hopefully you can understand what I'm saying right now. I turned up the volume as well, and maybe I'll speak up a little more so you can hear me even better. So, but if for some reason it's still going to continue to cut out, I'll give it a shot or two. But if not, I do have my headset ready as well, just to make sure that the sound is going to work. So hopefully you're all having a good day. We had fun yesterday with our very first live stream of the season. I know I've been gone, I've been away, so I'm glad to be back. It's all very last minute, if you will, but I said I have to throw myself into this to get back into the Eurovision spirit. We have a lot to talk about today, so I will not continue to just ramble on here and just say, as always, I have to, especially right now, please like this video or anything that we have on ES United. And I mean, if you're subscribed, obviously most of you are subscribed here, but it helps me a lot because I've been gone for a year, basically. So I am, for YouTube purposes, brand new. So the algorithm doesn't pick me up at this point. So I need to get back into the groove of things. So, and with your support, you know, that would do. It's free. You can help me with that. And if not, then boo. But now, thank you so much for everyone for your support. Now, let's jump right into it. The first thing, of course, I have a lot to talk about. People talk about the turquoise carpet that we've had today, and I slept in. Yes, I'm not a big fan of the turquoise carpet. It doesn't really do much for me. Watching people walk down the whole carpet and give interviews, looking pretty, not much into fashion, which maybe my very plain black t-shirt gives away. So this is not my kind of event. In the past, I've attended them just to do interviews or to take pictures, and they take forever. Oh my nut. It's just so exhausting. Actually, I remember in 2019 in Israel, I actually passed out. I literally passed out because I got a migraine and it was so warm and I had to sit down for a while. So we had to stop doing interviews. So I don't want to. So I only saw that there was a mess going on. So actually, you all have to keep me straight on this one because I don't know exactly what happened. I was asleep because, in case you don't know, I'm like 9 hours behind Central European time. So it's only 10 o'clock here in my neck of the wood. So yeah, I didn't bother getting up early to watch people show their dresses. But before we jump into the whole turquoise carpet and all the things that happened there, I saw a little bit. I want to get for some housekeeping items. So, and then we're going to talk all about Eurovision. Those who were yesterday here, you helped me come up with a preliminary ranking of the semifinal one, and I will share them with you again, those who weren't around yesterday. And then I need your help to do the same for semifinal 2. We're just going to spend like a few minutes on that, and then we'll talk whatever you want. But y'all all love polls, apparently. So as a reminder, so yesterday, basically how we break it out, I'll ask everyone as a poll, will this country qualify? And the 4 is an obvious, 3 is likely, 2 is borderline, and 1 is unlikely. So with that, we've had 7 countries that we classified or basically as obvious qualifiers, right? Obviously, it's not guaranteed because, you know, we've seen crazy things. There's a saying in German, my German's here, like an old, my grandmother used to say that, is I've seen horses throw up in front of pharmacies. So anything can happen. But those we believe are the very, very likely qualifiers. And keep in mind, this is nothing against the countries. This is predictions. And this is certainly not technically my own personal taste. Let's go for them real quick. So the 7 qualify, and I put them in what I believe is going to be maybe the actual result in on Tuesday. So the first country that we think it's safe is Sweden. I think it'll win the actual semi on Tuesday. And the next country I put, also we consider an obvious qualifier, and maybe people will be surprised, but I think this will go big with the televoters. And I think Albania will come second in the semi because it's 100% televote. I'm putting myself out there, and I know I'm taking a risk here, but for now, that is what I believe. In third place, I think it will be Ukraine. That'll come third in this semi. Again, after the dress rehearsal, things may change, you know, but that's how I feel. And the country I'm putting in fourth place is Estonia. Reminder, the entire chat population agreed that this is an obvious qualifier for the most part. So I'm putting it in fourth place right now. In fifth place, I'm putting the Netherlands. I think this is a guaranteed qualifier as well, or obvious qualifier. We also believe that Poland will go through in sixth place. So that's what I picked in. And I think I feel good about that. And then in 7th place, Norway. Norway is also an obvious qualifier. And those are the 7 we decided are obvious ones. And I just put them in order what I think will happen. Again, this may change. Now let's move on to the likely qualifiers. So they're not as obvious, but that we think they are likely to go through. And we only have one country in that one, and that is Cyprus, number 8, the qualifier. So, and the reason for that is the song itself may have not been the most exciting one, but with the staging and everything and the running order, it's very likely that's going to go through anyways, right? So Cyprus is qualifier number 8. And then we've had 5 borderlines. So I'll give you the first borderline that then ultimately we had a tie vote. Belgium will be our 9th qualifier in this semi. So we'll get through, not as high maybe as some people would like to see it, but it will be there. And then the 10th and borderline qualifier of the year will be Iceland, actually. Iceland, I think, is only in 12th place right now with the betting odds the last time I checked. So, but our joint group thinks that this is what's going to happen. And that means San Marino will just miss out on 11th place. Oh, that would suck. In 12th place, I'm putting Slovenia. In 13th, Azerbaijan. Now people will be pissed. I know somebody's screaming Portugal, but we put Croatia in 14th and Portugal in 15th. I'm sorry. That's just predictions. It's not saying what we want, but it's just about who will vote for the song. So that is what we are thinking for the first semi. As of right now, there will be maybe some minor shuffling happening after the dress rehearsal, which reminds me, y'all, we'll have a live stream tomorrow evening. It's starting about an hour early, or 45 minutes early before the actual show, where I'll guide you through the whole dress rehearsal. And of course, I cannot show you anything. I cannot let you hear the sound. The EBU has gotten very, very strict about that. And so I can only describe things to you. But it'll be fun anyways, because, we've been doing that for years. So hopefully you'll enjoy it regardless. So that being said, I think it's time to start this process again for semifinal 2. And when we're done with that, we'll move on to the topics of the day. Okay? So the first country I need your help with, I'm going to put up the poll in just a moment. It always takes me a moment because I'm here by myself, is Australia. Australia is obviously going to open the show. And I need you all to tell me, will this qualify or not? And I'm about to start a poll. It just takes me a second while I'm doing this. Is it going to qualify again? 4 is obviously, which is like, it's the most likely outcome for this country. Likely is yes. I think it'll qualify, but there is a chance it may actually not, but it's pretty likely. 2 is borderline, basically saying, you know what, maybe not. I'm not 100% sure. And then 1 will be basically probably not. Probably not. I'll never say never. That's basically my idea. So I need you to all vote in the poll right here, right now. And I see I messed up already the poll. So I'm gonna fix that one. I'm gonna repost this one because I did a typo in the last thing, right? So it was a Control V. You see the V in there. This is what happens. So I'm gonna repost that in just a second. But I can tell you in the meantime what I am thinking. Yeah. So I loved the staging from what we've seen so far, and the song is already a lot on paper by itself. So going all out with the staging, I mean, you cannot forget about it. It's just insane. And I personally, we're going to start the poll again. I personally think this is a obvious qualifier in my book. Vote the way you feel. Okay. So, maybe I can convince you, but tell me a good reason why this wouldn't be a obvious qualifier. I'm trying to find reasons. It's just memorable. It opens the show. It sets the tone. The staging is good. The sound looks good. There's nothing for me that, like, you know what? Maybe the song is too much. That's the only thing. Like, maybe turned off by it. That's the only thing I can think of. Let me see here what other people are saying. Australia will get votes from that's gone, that comment. Australia is an obvious qualifier. It's just so fun, and viewers will love the whole arena chanting yum yum. I guess that is true, right? That is certainly one thing I can see. So keep voting as I'm looking at the poll. I'm giving you a few more seconds, so don't waste your time just waiting what other people are saying. For people who watch Eurovision as silliness, camp, fun things, Australia has all of that. Very good point. All right, 3, 2, 1. End the poll. Okay. So obviously only 48%. I thought it would be a little higher than that. There's still a 42% that say likely. So, but if you combine those, that's 90%. So that is a pretty high number. And then only 6 say borderline and very few say unlikely. So I will not change my mind, even though a good amount of you say likely. I will keep this in my obvious bucket, only because to me, I just don't see this not qualifying. I think there's just such a market out there for that. So what you guys are saying is true. Yep. All right, moving on. The next one is Montenegro. I got my little card piles here. So for Montenegro, obviously we're happy that they are back, right? And we need them back, and I hope they're not going to withdraw. The question is, does this song have what it takes? It's a very, it's a ballad, balcony ballad kind of thing. Is it strong enough? And I'm putting the poll up in just a second. I'm working on it. I'm making sure there's no V in there for vendetta. Start poll. I will have this one, me personally, and convince me otherwise, as an unlikely one. I don't see a place where this can qualify. And I want to be proven wrong because I don't want to lose Montenegro immediately. I'm worried they're going to withdraw immediately for not qualifying. Then we're not another country down. We already have virtually 37 countries left and down to 36. Yeah, I just don't see a path. And it's not that I don't want it. If they qualify, I'll be happy for them because Nina can sing. She has a beautiful voice. And I will say the staging looks amazing from what we've seen. So I think they're not giving up. They are fighting to the nail, and I'm very happy that they do. But the song is what it is, So I would love to see them qualifying, but I don't see it happening. ES Victor is saying, Dr. Ross is saying Montenegro unlikely as it needed the running order support. Maybe if it would have gotten the Serbia slot, maybe we can have a conversation. I mean, Montenegro will get high points from Serbia at least, right? But you need to get more than just one set of high points. So I would not count on it. So vote, y'all. 3, 2, 1. End the poll now. Okay, what does the poll say? The poll says, 79% say unlikely. You agree with me on that one. 16% say borderline. So some people still believe it. And then the likely and obvious are very, very low in here. So yes, it's too dated. As somebody is saying, I agree with that. And dated isn't all. Here's the thing. And it's hard to explain sometimes. There's a difference between dated and retro. Do you know what I mean? Like you can do retro and still make it fun. But if it's dated, sometimes it becomes a little more difficult. So that's how I feel about it. So, and that's kind of where Montenegro falls in my very limited view. Okay, I'm working on the next poll for Ireland. So Ireland has had a lot of people up in arms. I was a little bit surprised that people felt that strongly about a song that to me was pretty simple. She's singing about a dead dog in space, and some people feel it the wrong way. I've always had a different approach to this. I've always think any kind of way to, I'm going to put this up here, start the poll, to help them being remembered is a good thing. So I don't want people to let's not talk about it. I understand it's a more cheerful song, but it works for me. And it's 90s, late 90s, dance pop. So I'm happy. It's just darn catchy. And so if it were up to me, I would make this an obvious qualifier. Right now, it's considered a borderline, I think, according to the betting odds. I will call this, it's potentially even likely for that. I don't even think there's a lot of a market out there for that song that people don't realize. Most people don't know it's about Laika, a dog, because initially maybe they're thinking like a party. It's just like a party in the sky, you know. So, and how many people know about Laika, the dog? I mean, I happen to know about it because I'm big into space stuff, but other than that, you know, it's kind of, I love that it gives like 2000, 2010 Eurovision vibes though. Yeah, I would Eurovision vibes in 2000s, like other charts like late 90s, but in Eurovision it's like early 2000s. I agree with that. Nice song, nice singer, but not competitive though. Ireland is a borderline for Dr. Ross. Not sure who would vote for it as their favorite. And third is a bad slot. Maybe if it was in the second half, it would have a better chance. Well, here's the thing now though about the slot thing. They are now opening the lines. Was it only in the grand final where it opens early? Now I'm trying to remember. Oh God, I forgot. Great, now you're all making me reconsider. I'm still sticking to likely for now until the poll is out. So 3, 2, 1, end the poll, y'all. So we have 58% say borderline. At least 20% say unlikely. What? Only 17% are with me, and oh man. I just have to move it from. I still have it as unlikely. Fine. That's a big number. That's a much bigger number than I thought. So I'll put it for borderline. For now, I still reserve the right to change that, y'all. So I still think it's such a catchy song. So I listen to y'all. I respect your opinions, even if they're not in line with mine. All right, let's talk Latvia. I'm going to put up that poll next. In terms of Latvia, I'm very mesmerized by that song. And if it were up to me, it would fly through to the finals. But we all know this is not a catchy hook, right? It is not this earworm that needed to really stand out. This has a lot of potential. The staging needs to be breathtakingly beautiful. I call this always like a sad Cirque du Soleil show, a haunted Cirque du Soleil show kind of. And I don't mean that in a degrading way. I mean it in a good way because Cirque du Soleil is amazing. Will Latvia qualify? Here we go. Start the poll. So I want to say likely, but I cannot put myself on that. So I am currently leaning towards borderline. I could see this one actually making it through. There is a market for it. There's nothing like that in the running. The question is it just too mysterious, too out there for people to be like, okay, now after 16 songs, it's forgotten. So let's see what some people are saying. I love Latvia to qualify, but I am nervous. Oh, I am too. Absolutely. I really hope they qualify, but I voted borderline. I'm kind of with that as well. There's a difference between what we want and what's going to happen, right? So, and we'll see. So I'm going to give you a few more seconds to vote. Any thoughts? Let me know. It's always easier for me to see it at ESC United, so I can, look at them right away. Latvia, borderline, yes, it deserves to go through due to the effort they're put in. Yes, and it's just so different. We need this kind of diversity in the finals. All right, give you 3, 2, 1, end the poll. Okay, here we go. What are y'all saying? What are you all saying? You say 44% borderline, so yeah, we kind of likely though. 30. Oh, a lot. So this is a more likely borderline. Okay, 16 unlikely and 8 are obvious. Okay, not 8 people, 8%. So I feel a little bit more optimistic. I mean, again, we are also in a bubble here, right? So I'll still leave it as a borderline because the numbers are just too significant, and my hunch tells me that this could, not be understood. But I feel a little bit more optimistic now that I see this result. Yeah. Okay, so then let's move on. We'll see if this we're going to have in our top 10 at the end. Next up is Armenia. I'm sure we all saw the rehearsals, and we know that Armenia is running on a treadmill. It is different. I mean, we have seen Sweden on the treadmill many years ago, and so this itself is not a new gimmick. But what it is, it is a little different because he is running like his lives depend on it. Like he's late for some meeting, and I love that kind of it gives a lot of energy. Now, I don't like the coloring of the staging from that little snippet that we saw. It's too black and white. I'm a survivor. I wanted to get like more fire, more, and maybe that'll change in some of the other verses. Also, maybe more people on stage would have helped. So I'm a little bit on the fence here. If I had to put Armenia in there, I don't think Armenia's out. Meaning, I feel like it's not an unlikely for me, but at the same time, it's a weak borderline. Is that fair to say? I do think there's a market for that out there. I just don't know how it'll stack up against the competition. So let's see what people are saying. Oh, we love Armenia. Armenia borderline. No, not that memorable. I like Armenia. Okay, so shirtless, good-looking man. The girls and the gays will love it. Likely qualify. Well, we have another shirtless man with Australia. So yeah, you guys need to help me. You need to help me on this one because I am not sure. Vote, vote, vote. You know, I'll close this in a few moments. And the chorus is just so, I mean, it's a shout along song, like la 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 la. So we will see. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. Let's see. Borderline 42%, unlikely 29%, likely 23%. Okay, so there are lots of opinions about that one. I feel kind of in a similar bucket here, which now makes me a little bit more comfortable putting it in the borderline bucket. Just like Ireland, Latvia, and now Armenia. So they will be fighting probably for the final spots there. And I can see that. Okay. Okay. Next up is Austria. Obviously, Austria. Should we even bother with the poll? Yes, for consistency purposes. Start a poll here. I mean, that's going to qualify, right? Now, I am one of the individuals, I don't know how you feel about the black and white, is not my go-to. I usually dislike black and white, even like if it's just in the beginning for 30 seconds. So I'm almost like rebelling against the feeling of that. Let's see here, start the poll. However, the song itself is just so strong. The vocals are out of this world. So yeah, I mean, it's an obvious qualifier, right? And right now, it's like fighting for the victory. It closed the gap a little bit with Sweden. So I don't see a universe where this isn't qualifying. So I leave this poll up for 2.5 seconds because I kind of know what's going on. But if there's anyone who disagrees that this could be a shocker non-qualifier, let me know in the chat at ESC United so I can see them. I don't like Austria, but I think it's qualifying 100%. Okay, David is saying definitely top 3. And Austria is not my cup of tea. Well, Austria, this is the thing. It's not everyone's cup of tea. That is a very fair thing to say. But again, you cannot vote against the song. It is a little bit more polarizing, maybe. I love it, but I get it. So let's see what the people are saying. Keep in mind, the semis are televote only, no juries. But again, you only need to make it in the top 10 of the 16 songs, right? So 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Am I changing my mind based on the poll now? 82% say obviously, and that's obviously the right answer. Only 12% say likely. 1% is unlikely. Who are you? No, you are allowed to have an opinion. Okay, so I will not change my mind. So we got Australia and Austria currently as the 2 obvious qualifiers. Okay, we are now moving on to Greece. And in case you don't know what the Greek flag looks like, here it is. So let's talk about Greece. So we've seen the staging, at least the 30-second snippet, which was interesting. Now, she's standing on a rock. And I know in the beginning she walks around like from pier to the rock, and then we don't know how much actually movement is happening. Watching the clip, it's a little static. However, her voice shines. It's so pretty. The question is this strong enough of a melody? Does it have enough of a hook? Does it have the emotions for us to connect with it? So let me know in the chat, is it a qualifier or not? Right now, I'm a little worried about Greece, that it's going to be overshadowed by some of the other ballads. I currently, my gut tells me borderline. I'm not as confident as other people about Greece qualifying. So you can show me if you agree or disagree in terms of where it happens at ESC United. The song deserves to qualify, but question mark. Okay, I think Greece's staging hurts it a bit, but the song and the Greek diaspora should give it some votes. Well, yeah, but Greece has not qualified in the recent past on several occasions. So it's not that strong as it needs to be to guarantee it. We don't get the oops, I heard them. Is the microphone still working? Yes. We don't get the automatic 12 points from Cyprus, of course, here. So then the other semi. So we'll see. I love Greece, but the staging looks boring. Yeah, I mean, I don't connect with the song. Like for me, it's just very linear, you know, but her voice is what really makes the difference. But let's see here. Some said as 2018, this could be a FFF. I don't know what FFF stands for, but I know I know what you're saying, because I got so much hatred for saying Greece 2018 is a non-qualifier, and then I was right in the end. But you know, so that's why I'm a little hesitant. But I'm a little worried about Greece. Yeah. All right. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. What are y'all saying? Borderline 35%. You're kind of with me. Likely 34%, 18% obviously, and 11% unlikely. So it is between borderline and likely. It's like almost tied. So that did not help. So since you're tied between borderline and likely, basically, I will leave it with my gut instinct and do another borderline. Gosh, we have so many borderlines already, but I'm not too surprised, because when I tried to initially rank this or predict this, I feel like this is a much more competitive semi. There are, you know, my semi one, I felt like a lot more like obvious qualifiers, while here there's a lot of room for the struggle. We'll see. Okay, I'll put it there for now, and then we probably have to do a tiebreaker at some point for all of these. Let's move on. The next up is Lithuania. So Lithuania is very interesting to me. And when I did my first reaction video on this one, I mean, I just watched, you know, a little bit. I was like, I don't get the song. It's pretty dark and unsettling, for the lack of a better word. But a lot of people are resonating with that sound. So I'm putting it up there. Lithuania, right? I don't connect. It makes me uncomfortable. It makes me, takes me to a place I don't want to be in. But some people feel it, right? And therefore, it makes sense. So if it were up to me, I'd be like, this is an unlikely qualifier. However, I know that a lot of people gravitate towards it. So I changed my mind and jumped it to likely. I'm not an obvious qualifier, because I can see a world where this is not clicking with people. That this is a Eurovision bubble kind of one. But I don't get the song. It makes me just, the guys are super nice, but the song itself, it is pretty far down on my list. And I'm trying to see, like, at Eurovision, will people connect with something like that? I don't know, especially, you know, right before a party that's Malta. I don't know. We'll see. Let me see some comments while we're waiting for some more votes. Lithuania, likely through thanks to diaspora. That's a very important point that you bring up, because Lithuania has one of the strongest ones in the contest. I mean, who is in there? They get points from Latvia. They don't have Poland. They don't have Estonia. They have Ireland in here. Is UK voting in this one? I think so too. So I don't know. So we'll see. Oh wait, I'm thinking Poland right now. Anyways, they get, yeah, they probably will make it through. That's why I call it likely. I love the staging of the, not a huge fan of the song, too repetitive for me, but I do think it's qualifying. Okay. So, yeah, I got a lot of like heat for not being into it. It seems like one of the fan favorites. I'm like, okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. I was thinking Polish right now when I said Lithuania, because I was talking about Poland and Polish. There are a lot of Polish voters in those. So so Lithuania, borderline 32, likely 26, unlikely 25, and up. Oh, 15. See, I thought that there's so much hype around it that I made it a likely. So I listened to it too much, because me now seeing this poll, this is helpful. Maybe I'm switching mine from likely to borderline. The majority of you feel the same. I just can't see any Baltics qualifying, therefore Lithuania drops out for me. I'm putting it, thanks y'all. I changed it from likely to borderline now, because we needed more borderlines. Yeah, because I listen to the people, like, that seems to be popular, so I'm missing something. I put it as a borderline for now. Okay. All right. See, you do change my mind sometimes. Okay, so let's move on to Malta. Malta, it's funny because when I listened to it first, because I was out of the bubble for so long, I had no idea that this was about serving Kant, and I know it's a wordplay, the Maltese language, on that stuff, and that they had to change it. But I could tell something was missing from the drop. I mean, honestly, I don't care for the drop anyways. But yeah, it felt a little empty to me. But Malta, regardless of that, I still think it's an obvious qualifier to me. I think it's just too sassy, too fun. And I could see a case where people say likely that people are too put off by that. Because sometimes the sassiness feels a little bit put on, right? Like, it's a lot. But come on, it has all the Eurovision ingredients that we need at the contest, right? Like, we got you called them what, Swiss balls? Like, exercise balls. We got the big lips. We got the burlesque legs spreading, giving a lot of assets. So it's certainly, to me, I'm still putting it in obvious, but if you want to change my mind to put it into likely, you let me know. Vote in the poll. She's bringing all the charisma. Somebody's saying, don't hate me, but I don't get it at all. Listen, don't hate you, because Malta, the song itself, is somewhere in the middle for me in my ranking. I enjoy it until that drop comes in. It's like, out of it. So that is unfortunate. This won't be high with the juries in the final. No, this is not a jury show though, right? We're talking about the semis right now. I totally get it. Malta, likely catchy song. Not a fan of the staging. Yeah, I mean, I have to see the whole thing here. But I still think it's obvious. But let me see what people are saying. I'll give you a few more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. End the poll. Stop the vote. People are saying obviously 49%, 37% say likely. Okay, so I think I'll leave it in my obvious bucket. We still don't have any likely ones, interestingly enough. So we'll go from there. By the way, did you see I'm better with the polls today? I mean, I'm a little bit more quicker, a little bit more quicker or more quick. So it's because I have like at least my templates ready here that I can copy over quickly, because y'all like your polls. So next up though is Georgia. So Georgia, not a lot of hype around it. I listened to the song in full maybe twice because I just get so bored with it. It's honestly, Georgia is on paper my least favorite song of the year. It's not a horrible song. It's just so bland to me, and I keep forgetting it as soon as I hear it. And looking at the staging, I'm still convinced that her outfit will change, that she didn't have her dress ready yet, because she looks like, between the beauty of the staging, her outfit looks like a clownish almost look, and I don't understand the dancer, so it's a little bit much for me. So I have this one as a number 1 unlikely qualifier, but let me hear you all what you're thinking. The ballots this year, they're not, I mean, there's some good ballots in here as well. I'm not going to say that, but yeah, they're just not sticking it for me. So I will say unlikely, and I will wait for the poll here, see what people are saying. Georgia, unlikely, the most obvious non-qualifier of the year. Somebody saying Georgia is a no for me. Georgia, there's no button for definitely not. Yeah, I mean, I never say never is my motto. So I never want to say, because I think ever since say na na na, I refuse to say never say never. But let's see here. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. The poll says, oh, it was a nail biter. Only 93% say unlikely. Wow, that is like the biggest landslide ever. So yeah, everybody agrees with me with it. That's like one of those pretty obvious one. The obvious ones that say the 1%, sorry that you were slightly overruled here, but hey, if you are right in the end, you can all come back here in the chat and be like, nah. I think it's going to happen. Okay, let's move on to the next country, and that is Denmark. Here's the Danish flag for you all. And I feel like as an American, I need to apologize to Denmark every time for our silly president and the whole Greenland thing. It wasn't me. I didn't vote for him. But back to the thing here. A lot of people were so concerned about the clip because her voice was a little weak. And I live reacted and I thought, well, she's clearly holding back her voice because these are some big notes. Turns out she was sick. And that is good that she was careful. So don't just base your opinion on the vocals for this. Oops, I didn't hit start poll. I already put in, but I didn't hit start. I'm not worried about the vocals. I'm just worried about the song as the whole package. I think I said it before, it reminds me of like a little bit of Euphoria of 2012 and from Sweden, the winning song, and then the Estonian version of 2014, Amazing. So it's just a little bit like that in between, and in the year 25, I don't see this one working. A lot of people like it, which surprised me, but this seems like another Danish entry that DR just doesn't learn their lesson. So it's just me, you know, and I want Denmark to do well. I was like one of the few people that cheered for you so hard in 21, but right now I'm just so bored with it. So just because there's a good amount of support for this song, I'm almost leaning towards borderline. Usually I would go unlikely. It just seems like another Danish song where DR doesn't learn the lesson. I'm pretty mad at DR for being so dismissive towards any changes, improvements of the national final. So that's why I keep picking on them. But for me, I have it currently as a borderline just for that. So let me see what some of y'all are saying. Vote in the poll. Unlikely, Dr. Ross is saying not good enough for this relatively strong semi. I think it'll qualify 9th or 10th. That means you would probably vote for it as a borderline, I would assume. And she's qualifying because I say so. Bruno said it. We can finish the poll. I got to stop the poll here because Bruno said so. Tut so gut, dich zu sehen. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Litauen ist meine Nummer 2. Okay. You are allowed. All right. You are allowed, not you are a lot. You are allowed. All right. Let's end the poll. What are people saying? 54% of y'all are saying borderline, 27% unlikely, and 12% likely. Okay. So, yeah. How many borderline? Yeah, leave it at borderline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 borderlines. 3 obvious and 2 unlikely. So this is a mess. Okay. Well, maybe the next country will change. We got 5 to go. So let's burn for these because we have so much more to talk about. But you love this kind of stuff, so you're the boss. So the next up here is Czechia. Kiss, kiss, goodbye. I'm still struggling with the song title because I'm always thinking I'm getting flashbacks of Germany 2009 Miss Kiss Kiss Bang, which is not the same song. I get it, but I always lapse into that for some reason. And I still have PTSD from that song. But the song is very different and actually very, very good. The actual staging didn't give us too much. You know, it seems very like Freddie Mercury meets Eurovision a little bit. Now, I still have Czechia. I would categorize it as a number 3 likely qualifier. I can see a world where this falls flat with the viewers, but I think it's just too strong of a song to be ignored. It is not a borderline. It is, if anything, this would be a surprise non-qualifier for me, which I could see a universe like that existing. It's not a universe I want to live in, though. So that is my only thing. Let's see what people are saying. Likely, but outfit and staging is bad. The staging so far seems a little basic, right? But I feel bad saying that because, come on, these stagings this year are so insane and advanced now that allows people to hang from the ceiling, that this one almost feels like, you know, basic because it just has normal staging. But we'll see. Czechia is a borderline. Yes, it gives me vibes of Belgium 24, but I think it scrapes through. I think the vocals here are also stronger. That makes a big difference. Likely, but outfit and staging is bad. I've already said, okay. Staging seems interesting. The snippet has good vibes. Okay, so I see, you know, seems to be in line with what I'm saying, but let's wait for the poll for a few more seconds. It won't qualify. Denmark will. I don't know why they have to be like the one battling it out. We had plenty of borderlines here. All right, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. The poll says 51% say likely. Okay, so you agree with yesterday, y'all. You were so mean to me. Like you kicked all of mine, the ones I had different opinions on, out. This time it's a little bit better. Obviously, 23%. Actually, so it seems more like likely leaning towards obviously, and only 21% say borderline. Okay, so our first likely qualifier. Yay, finally. Okay, let's move on to our recent returnee, Luxembourg, a song about puppets. And I saw a lot of opinions out there. It's a polarizing entry for such a sweet song. I'm surprised it's that polarizing, but it's better than being indifferent, right? So I am fully and utterly charmed by the song. Yes, it's an homage to the 65 Luxembourg entry, and I'm here for it. I just think it meets the mark. It's similar to last year. I think it just hits all the right spots. It's catchy, it's sweet, the staging is memorable, and I think Luxembourg is onto something. It's a pretty good running order here as well. So to me, I'm surprised to seeing it this low in the betting odds. Is what's it, 9th now? I personally think it's a likely qualifier. Like, I would be surprised if it won't qualify. Is it obvious? No, because there's always a chance this one will just be too sugary sweet for people. But that is how I feel. So I currently have it as a likely. So convince me otherwise. It's your job if you don't think that is correct. I genuinely think this will be in the top 5 in the semi. Somebody's saying Luxembourg is my guilty pleasure this year. Minus the guilty. I'm not feeling guilty at all. Do you think Ireland and Luxembourg are in direct competition and only one will qualify? You know, I love them both. So I hear what you're saying. I don't think they're in competition, though. And no, I don't think so. But I get where you're coming from. I do get where you're coming from. Personally, I think it's either coming 6th or 11th in the semi there. It's no in between. Hey, 6th is not a borderline qualifier, right? So it would be a likely based on that statement, right? Because there's a small chance it won't qualify if it comes 11th. But for the most part, it should be likely. Look, so I'm promoting likely for y'all. Likely. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and poll. Again, I have the final decision here, but I will listen to you. Borderline 42, likely 36, unlikely 13. Okay, so technically borderline wins with likely 36. You know what? I will leave it as likely. Even though borderline wins, it was close. It was really, really close. So I'm not ready to let that one go. Thank you for your help. And we'll, but I will leave it as likely for now. So that's where we're at. Okay, next up is Israel. And listen, we got to talk about Israel. I know it's always a touchy subject, and I've made my position clear on Israel. I have been supportive of Israel not taking part in Eurovision for what's going on in the world. When I signed up for the press thing, I had to agree to certain rules, and I will have to honor them. So I will cover Israel, but I will not show any clips or anything that promoted. But for a ranking thing like this, we need to at least have the poll up. And I also want to make sure that it's never about, people of Israel. It's really about what the current situation is. Just keep that in mind. So I will put the poll up there for Israel. Will Israel qualify? Yes or no? And I would think I know the outcome of the poll. It will be an obvious qualifier. I know that the what you call it, the promotion is out there. So we'll go from there. But right now I have it as an obvious qualifier for that reason. I'll let you vote. Any comments? Staging consent seems impactful. It will qualify. Right now they would qualify with basic anything. It doesn't deserve to, but it will. Okay, so Israel's an obvious qualifier. Let's be serious. This is easily qualifying. So I currently have it as an obvious. This is your chance to change my mind. Keep voting. 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! Obviously, it says 61%, so I am not going to move it. Likely 20%. I need my glasses. Unlikely 10%, and borderline 6%. Okay, so it seems obvious, so I leave it as is. Nothing else to add. Okay. Next up is Serbia. And did you all watch the clip? It was one of my favorite moments. I mean, he is getting dragged literally across the state and yet sounds so good. You may say it's a gimmick, it's silly, but number one, there is a artistic aspect to it. Plus, more than anything, it's memorable. It is so good. And I'm putting the poll up right now. Here we go. But I will tell you, I have Serbia currently as a likely qualifier. People sleeping on Serbia. I think it has so much going for it. It has, I usually dislike the last minute of the song. I like the ballady part better. But with that dramatic staging, his beautiful voice, second to last in the running order, I can see Serbia easily going through. Is there a chance that people will not click with it? Sure. But I think Serbia is a likely qualifier. So you can either keep me in that bucket, you can drag me to borderline, or you can drag me to obvious. Let me know what your thoughts are. I can't wait to see the entire performance. It's amazing. So far, I'm really excited about it as well. Looked like a mob with his hair. But hey, it was cool. I remembered that, and it is awesome. Serbia borderline, yes. Good vocals and some voting allies. They have some, yes. But I think it's just memorable, and it's a great running order. The song is mediocre. It's too dated for me. And that's true. It is a dated song. And that's, I think, its biggest weakness. It's not retro, it's dated. And that's why I'm a little worried. If Serbia makes it, it's going to be on the right side of the scoreboard somewhere. But I still think with the current situation, I think Serbia is a likely qualifier. So let me see what you all are saying. You get the final say. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So we have 50% borderline and 29. What 50% borderline, 26% unlikely, and only 19% are correct. I'm saying 19%. Y'all, dang it. Now you're making me change my mind. That is a huge number. That only likely is a distant third. Wow. But we have so many borderlines already, y'all. All right, fine. You want another borderline? You have another borderline, y'all. Well, we have to have a lot of tiebreakers then. If there would be juries in the semi, it would be different. I think people we always underestimate Serbia. They qualify a lot. I mean, Serbia, to be fair, also has this recent track of just squeezing in, like in 9th or 10th place. That's why I feel like they're kind of, fall into that bucket. But we'll see. I can't with y'all. I love it that I can be totally, I call my chat annoying, and they still stick around. Because I say it with love, because you make it so difficult for me. Fine. Fine. Borderline it is. So you got to vote again. But first, let's finish this up with Finland, which I personally have as, at this point, a borderline to unlikely qualifier, because I don't think people really get this song, and I'm clearly kidding. Obviously, it's an obvious qualifier. I mean, we just the 30 seconds that we saw, we didn't even get the props and the craziness, but it was already vibing. And then with that big, it's just really a moment. That's how you end the show. So, and honestly, the song itself, to me, I don't listen to it much. It's in the middle for me, somewhere in the pack, but I completely get it why people like it, right? So I get it. I don't think it's going to win. The juries will not go super high with this one. If Finland doesn't qualify, I will eat my shoe. Now I want Finland to not qualify just so I can watch that. Please live stream that. I can't wait for the whole crowd to scream, Ich komme. Yeah. I mean, the whole backdrop, the choir is already super loud. We'll see. But it's going to be a cool moment. So let's just wait for the obvious answer for this poll. But let's see. Some people are saying that, you know, they're not as convinced as others. I feel pretty convinced. The closing song and all that. But it may not be. Maybe it only comes third or fourth. Could be, but it's not about if they're going to come first or 10th, you know, if they're going to qualify or not. They're obviously going to qualify in my book. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, so a whooping 86% say obviously going to qualify, 9% say likely, 2% borderline, and 1% are trolling with the unlikely, but that is okay. That is okay, because, you know, that makes it fun. I need to drink something real quick. Fresh water. Okay. Now we got to figure out our top 10, right? For now, before the dress rehearsals. So currently we have 5 songs as obvious qualifiers. That's 2 less than in Summer 1. And those are, as a reminder, Austria will go through. Australia will go through. I didn't put them in order. Israel will go through. Malta will go through, and Finland will go through. So those are 5 obvious qualifiers. We have 2 additional songs that I mean, some of you may disagree, but based on what you're saying, I took your advice into account. I put Czechia as a likely qualifier, and I was not willing to budge on Luxembourg, still a likely qualifier, because, you know, it was pretty close between the borderline and the likely. So you didn't convince me too completely. So those are the 7 that I think will qualify. Now we have 3 slots left, right? So get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 7 countries in borderline. Jesus Christ. So only Montenegro and Georgia are out. So I'm going to put them to the side. I have any space left. So now we got to do 7 polls. We're going to do them fast. You have 30 seconds for each poll, okay? And I'm going to do them in random order, so you don't have like the recency bias or waiting for your favorite, you know, the other one, and see how they're going to do. So I'm going to mix them up. I shuffle them, and then we're going to do them that way. Okay, so let me bring up. And now all we're going to do in this poll is, will this country qualify? And you only can vote yes or no. You hear me? Yes or no. So be smart. Don't be strategic. Pick the 3 right now in your head that you think will qualify and vote for them. Because if you vote for more than 3, you may hurt them in the end as well. So here we go. The first one, Lithuania. Will they qualify? Yes or no? And I'll wait for you. You got 30 seconds to do this or so. Let me know what you're all thinking. So Lithuania, remember the other candidates are Denmark, Ireland, Latvia, Greece, Armenia, and Serbia. So think about it. Is Lithuania one of the 3 that'll make the cut? I'll give you 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I should probably write this down, because I need the numbers. I'm pretty. Notes. So 56% say yes. So that is a decent number, but that can be beat. So Lithuania, 56% say yes. It should be one of the three. Okay. Next up. Actually, let me get... Oh, okay. The next one. Again, I'm doing them random, so you cannot be too strategic with your voting. Start the poll is... Oops. I almost did. Will Austria qualify? That's not in the running. Will Greece qualify? Yes or no? Reminder, only 3 countries will make it in my top 10. Be smart. Yes or no? Yes or no? I want to see what you're all saying. I'm still... If I were to vote, I would probably say no. But I don't know. That's why I have you. So that's why I have you to help me out. No Cyprus in the semi, so no. Greece is a yes for me, but they really hurt themselves with the staging, I fear. Styling, I fear. We'll see. Let's wait for the poll. Greece is so beautiful. Song should be in top 5. This semi is so tough, we might as well just play darts for the qualifiers prediction, as a friend told me. Or we can use my cards. I just shuffle them, and then I pick one. So let's see. Yeah, this one is hard to predict. Let's see. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Your polls, 56%. Lithuania had 56%. You guys are useless. Really? Really? I can't with you guys. Okay. So right now they are tied at 56%. Oh, yeah. I can't with you all. Are you guys doing it on purpose? Are you all like in a room and just decide to vote together to mess with Matt? You're trolling me? All right. I'm going to do the next one. Okay. The next one that I'm going to have, remember, we have 3 slots. So the next country that we're going to talk about is... Oops, I copied the wrong one again. Why am I so bad at life? Okay. Will Ireland qualify? Yes or no? Reminder, 3 will move on, 4 will be out. I had Ireland as a likely and downgraded it to borderline because of you all. So I hope at least you'll see that this is more likely than a lot of the others. Yes, no? Are you going to go the other way? Matt found us out. I knew it. I knew it. We still love you, Matt. Yeah, right. I love y'all too. We're just one person signed in with 400 different accounts. I knew it. I knew that. Okay, let's vote. Again, we still have Latvia, Denmark, Serbia, and Armenia. So you got to do it. 3, 2, 1, and poll. Okay. Here we go. Okay, 68% say no. Okay. 31% say yes. It's happening again, y'all. I should have left it in likely because that's I can't understand people here. So it's behind these 2 and then this should whatever. Okay, so well, I know it's only 1 person voting anyway. It's 400 times, so whatever. All right, so we're moving on to the next one. Okay. I feel like I just should say the opposite of what I think so that you will vote the other way because it's like reverse psychology with you all. Okay, so start a poll. Is Denmark going to qualify? Yes or no? The next one on the line. 1 or 2 songs will miss out the Ireland, Luxembourg, Denmark, Malta bunch. And sadly, I think Ireland misses. Okay, well then what about Denmark? Right now, it's Greece qualifying, Lithuania qualifying, and Ireland qualifying in that order. Where does Denmark fall in that one? Remember, 3 out of these 7 will qualify, the 4 will be out. And I think this person says as well, my answer is I got no damn clue. This is kind of like me, and you're supposed to help me. So why don't you just give it 56% yes, so that we can completely figure this one out. Okay. Not much time. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. It is 33% say yes, which is more than Ireland. That means officially Ireland will not qualify according to your fools. Okay, so right now it's still tied with Lithuania and Greece, and then Denmark as the third one with 33%. That can be beat. Denmark, 33%. Okay, so we got 3 left to go. Now keep in mind, this is not what we want to happen, but what we will think will happen. So put your personal bias aside on the next one. And will Latvia qualify? Yes or no? Tuffy, right? Tuffy. Let me know. I think it's going to come down to on the night performance. That's what it is. We also, what we're doing right now is just for fun, and we haven't seen the whole run through yet. I'll see that tomorrow evening, which, by the way, I'll have a live stream, so I'll be here for that. Easy peasy, might even come top 10 in the final. Wow. Somebody is very confident. If you put at ESC United, they will pop out to me, the comments, by the way. So, always room in a semifinal for a song like this to qualify. Okay, we shall see. We shall see. I have much time. 3, 2, 1, end the poll. And if you give me 56%, I'll quit this live stream. How is that even possible? How is that even possible? 56%. Well, at least we now know that Denmark is out, according to you. So we have Latvia at 56%, Greece at 56%, and Lithuania at 56%. How? How? I was going to move on to different topics. I'm never going to make it here. Okay. Hey, as long as we're having fun, right? Okay. So next up is, we got 2 to go. And if you, I don't even want to say it because you're just going to give it 56% anyways. Is Serbia going to qualify? Yes or no? Let me know. At least you're consistent, somebody saying that, I'll give you. So I'm just going to drink. You vote for Serbia, yes or no? Will Serbia go through? And then we'll go from there. If it were up to me, it's a yes. But that means you're not going to give it 10%. And as a reminder, I reserve the right to change that if we see the whole, run through. But let's see. I see yes, no. The song stands out and got a good draw. I'm wondering if the floor sweeping will harm or not. Nah, it's not going to harm it. It's anything going to remind people like, whoa, cool moment. Okay. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. End the poll. So 56% say yes. No, I don't know. What does it say? Oh, only 37 told you. I shouldn't have told you. Yeah. I don't agree with you all today. Okay. So, next up, that means, by the way, officially, Serbia is out of our predictions as of right now. So the last one is Armenia. Is Armenia going to qualify? Yes or no? It's the only one that can still catch the other ones. Let's go. Votey, votey, vote, vote. I say no, but now that he's topless, running on the treadmill and giving an energetic performance, I don't know. Yeah, that's why it's a borderline. You admitted how out of touch you are this season, man. I am, but the point is, am I then more of a casual voter this year since I have been out of touch? We'll see. We'll see, right? I feel Lithuania is a potential winner. Winner of Eurovision? Which Eurovision? This one? Nah. Okay, let's see here. 3, 2, one. Is this one's going to be a borderline qualifier? Probably going to be, yes, 43%, but that is not enough. 43% is not enough. So you all tried to mess with me with that three-way tie, but in the end, these three ties at 56% are now our qualifiers because the other ones got less. So Club 56 is through. So let me remind you then of the 10 qualifiers that we finally came up with for the time being. So we got number one. I mean, not number one. It's not first place. I'm just giving the 10. Number one, Austria. Number two, Australia. Number three, Israel. Number four, Malta. Number five, Finland. Number six, Czechia. Number seven, Luxembourg. Number 8, Lithuania. Number 9, Greece. And number 10, Latvia. So those are the 10. Again, this is not necessarily the order. I'm just saying these are the 10. That means Armenia is out. Serbia is out. Denmark is out. Ireland is out. Georgia is out. And Montenegro, upside down, is out. Okay, so those are the 10 qualifiers right now that I will put in the video, but you're supposed to help me not completely determine the top 10. And I do reserve the rights to make final changes if, for instance, Latvia falls off stage during the dress rehearsals or whatever, right? But for now, those are, we've done it for semi 1, we've done it for semi 2, so now we have the top 10. So I will post that then after tomorrow's dress rehearsal in the evening, which used to be the jury show. So before we move on, feel free to give me any questions at ESC United so that we can talk about it. Now I actually have time to look at questions and post them rather than just reading them. Weird those close results when on paper the semifinal looked stronger. Well, see, I thought the first one was stronger based on my personal taste. But I think this one is more competitive. I think this is a lot more because it has so many, like, it's more even keel. I think that makes it a lot more difficult to actually determine the qualifiers. So I think this one in particular will have a huge input when it comes to that. So let's move on to, I'm not going to do polls on this one because I'm done with polling. I need to focus on the chat and you all. Just briefly about the actual direct qualifiers, so the Big Five plus host nation, and their rehearsals, what we've seen so far. They put the clips up yesterday, and I just want to hear your opinions. Again, if you want me to share them at ESC United, I pick up as many as I can, and if I miss them, you can post it again at some point. Let's start with the host nation, Switzerland. Beautiful song, haunting ballad. This clip itself didn't give us much. It seems like she was sitting at a piano in the beginning because it's the beginning of the song, right? Which is, by the way, my biggest pet peeve at Eurovision or anywhere, but especially at Eurovision, when they stop playing the piano on the song, then at the first chorus they get up like, oh, now you're not playing anymore? It just takes me out of the magic. But it's a beautiful, it's one of my favorite ballads this year. And I think from what we've seen, it's going to be a beautiful staging. And yeah. France is now a big contender to win it all. Oh, we're going to talk about France in just a moment. Doing this one-shot thing seems very ambitious. Looks like they are creating a very intimate moment. Could be a jury darling. I think so too. I mean, there are plenty of jury darlings. We've done the one-shot. Didn't Greece do it last year? So it can work. And it's certainly intimate. And I think that's the song's biggest strength. It's the intimacy, the calmness to it. It's not like Austria, the big, like, and that kind of stuff. Switzerland is magical, scared of it being lost. I don't know about, we don't know where it's going to be in the running order, right? And we don't know what the televoters will do, but I don't see this will drown with the juries. I just don't see it happening. Now, there are lots of jury pleasers there, but I think I really liked what I saw with Switzerland. Let's talk about Italy. Italy, usually one of my favorite Eurovision countries at the contest. The song is nice. It's very 70s, 80s Italy, you know, but I will use the word dated here, not retro, because it really feels like something that could have been from that era. It's so pleasant to listen to, maybe too pleasant for the contest. The staging didn't tell us much except for those big speakers, boombox, whatever it was in the back. So huge props in the back. But all we get is like, you know, him. And by the way, I should be more professional, but remember, I just came back less than a week ago to Eurovision. So I am still struggling with all the names. So when I say just the pronouns, I'm just don't want to butcher the names because I didn't have time to remember or learn them. But he is certainly using this makeup that I personally, it's a personal thing, but it throws me off because it looks a little bit like a mime. And if you don't know his personality or what that means, it's confusing, especially with the song that just has a very different vibe. So I would love to hear from you as well, what you're thinking. Showing the lyrics translation is brilliant. I think it got the best lyrics of the year, tied with Slovenia, and I think it can hit a lot of people. Juries will like it. I agree with the first part. I disagree with the second part. I don't know if this is as jury friendly as you may think. It does. I don't think it's too calm, and I think in a year where we have like the likes of France and Austria, Switzerland, I think this may fall behind the others. That would be my initial instinct, at least. I could be wrong because you never know, but we'll see. Major dark horse, somebody's saying, okay, it could be. And to be fair, Italy has been discounted on several occasions. Remember 2018, and then they came third in the televote, fifth overall. When Marko returned in 2023, then people saw the stage and was like, oh, it's going to flop, and then he came fourth. So it is certainly possible. To me, right now, I just don't see it, but we will see, right? We will see. Next up is Germany. How y'all feel about Germany? So I will say the staging was pretty cool, right? Also big props, and she stands on top of those big boom boxes, and the curtain falls, and she starts singing. Her vocals aren't the strongest, right? She's not. She was very much focused on singing, but in the process, she seemed wooden to me. She was like, it's a very energetic song. So people like, I can't, right? And she's just like very soft. It kind of doesn't match with the vibe of the song. So I will say out of the 6 rehearsals, it was probably one of the ones that I was kind of like, I feel less optimistic about Germany than I did before. I do love the staging, the idea though. I just feel the energy is missing. Let me know what your thoughts are at ESC United if you feel the same way, or do you think I'm overthinking it? But that's kind of where I fall right now. Germany's my favorite this year based on the song alone. So I mean, it's not my song, right? I don't necessarily like, I don't like this techno. It's not really techno, but it's not for me. But I'm so thrilled that they sang in German, so I just want them to do well. So my fears, if they don't do well, then it's like, well, we never sing German again. But I'm like, oh, you suck at Eurovision with English songs as well, so don't even start. I love Germany, but I really hope she brings the energy. Yes, so you kind of feel the same way. It was a rehearsal, to be fair, right? So I always say that, so I don't want to read too much into it, but we need more energy. And the funny thing is, I speak German. I haven't looked at the lyrics yet, so I don't know what she's singing in the beginning. Because I just say, I cannot, I don't know what she's singing. I baller. I didn't even know the word baller until, like, recently when I looked it up, because, you know, German is technically my first language, and I didn't know that word, but I've been gone for so long that I don't even know that word. It's kind of funny to me. Germany might come last with the juries, but I think a performance good with the televote might like it even with around 40 to 70 points. You might have a good point there. You might have a good point. I don't see this as a jury magnet, unlike last year. I think Germany is like, let's not come last again, so we'll see. I think not last would be a success. No, I hope that Germany is going to be at least somewhere, you know, like lower mid table. That would be my best case scenario. And again, this was only the first moment of the performance of the rehearsal. So we'll wait for the whole thing on Wednesday, right? Because that's when they're going to perform. Okay, let's talk UK And why not talk about UK? Because I'm the only person on this godforsaken planet who loves what the hell just happened. I feel alone. The bubble rejected me, and I'm so sad. I love this song to pieces. It's one of my favorites this year, and they can sing, you all. They can finally sing. So will it flop with the televoters? Maybe, but I can see a world where UK actually gets a decent amount of points from the televotes as well, and I expect decent jury points. It'll not come last at Eurovision. Mark my words. It is more likely. I'm going to do the same prediction as I did with Germany last year. And I was right. So I'm stroking my ego right now. Ego. And I will say it's more likely for the UK to come on the left side of the scoreboard than come last in the grand final. There, I said it. Hate me all you want. So I think it'll love the vocal voices, not the song. I love the song. I love the tempo changes. It's so theatrical. It's so quirky. It's so clever. I love it. The staging seems fine to me, kind of appropriate, you know. So Eurovision history loves the UK this year too. So maybe the UK has a outside the bubble appeal. Now, again, I'm not saying it's going to go charting with the televoters, but I don't think overall, at least, it'll come last. I just don't see that happening as much as people complain about. Very dynamic song with vibes of British rock pop. Love it. Yay! I'm not the only one. Okay. Yeah. No, I think it's a wonderful song. And what I've seen from the staging looks good. And vocally, it's going to be fantastic. Who is next here? Let's talk Spain. Spain is also one of the songs I really love. I think I put it in 10th place in my ranking. It's so good. The other song that I was a little worried when I saw the staging and the rehearsal, it's a rehearsal. So we need to make sure that we keep that in mind. We have to see the whole run through. My biggest concern was, of course, the voice was a little shouty, but the mix wasn't right either. I think the actual backtrack vocalists need to be cranked up a little so that her voice blends in better, like it was in the studio version. Because right now, it seems that she's shouting over the actual vocalist. Oh, my dog just came in. Like somebody's licking my leg. It better be the dog. So that's how I felt about it. But I want them to do well because I love the song, actually. Not doing the Benidorm Fest hair whip is my biggest Eurovision heartbreak. I think I'll never recover. Well, I did not see Benidorm Fest, so I can't not really speak to that. I heard that there was a revamp done of the song, which Thomas G. Song kind of was leading the charge. Bottom 3 for sure. So right now, because the odds are usually that 1 or 2 direct qualifiers will be in the bottom, and you can make a case it could be Spain again this year. Although Norway was a semifinalist qualifying, they came last, but then Austria was second to last, right? So, and then Spain was Spain 24th last year. But yeah, I can see a case, but maybe it'll come together. Just right now, I'm a little bit nervous about Spain, and it's coming from a place of love because I love that song. Oh, but yeah, but again, it's a rehearsal. But I pick up little clues here and there. The staging itself was not that revolutionary. Yeah, she has a big staircase, right? But we've seen those before many times, and almost like she looks a little lost up there on her own. But maybe the camera work will fix that. Looks like another finish in the 20s for Spain. Yeah, I can see that happening. But it's not over until the lady sings. I'm not allowed to say fat lady anymore because it's apparently inappropriate and rude. Okay, so then the next one, or the last one, is France. One of the best staging I've seen in a long time, just based on the 30 seconds. So impactful. And you want to create a staging that is elevating the song and not distract. And just based on the 30 seconds, it's just more like, whoa, but she sounds so good. And she is so into it. And that was just a rehearsal clip. It was absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. I don't know how they can do it, how they're going to get all that sand off the stage. Roy's going to give me probably a run-up on that. But it is another ballad from France, you know, but that's what they're good at. And boy, did they do well. Now, they're what, third in the betting odds, distant third, to be fair. And some people are not claiming this is going to win. I'm not quite there yet. I would not be sad because I love that song. It's in my top 10 as well. But just based on the staging, Definitely my favorite staging out of the big, the direct qualifiers, and potentially one of the best this year. Absolutely, absolutely amazing. And people call me a Francophile all the time, and I'm not denying it. I love France. I love the French people. I love the French food. I love everything about France. So I wouldn't hate it having to go to France. So I think I heard that's a bit of a coconut sand. Well, it's maybe not literal sand. I understand that I cannot use sand, but it's the effect of sand. You know, when we refer to it, that is kind of what we mean by that. But yeah, I get what you're saying. It cannot be real sand. France is a potential G winner, top 4 finish overall. Yeah, I could see. I think that is a fair assessment, kind of like what happened last year. It's a potential jury winner, definitely a top 3 jury, I think. So France will have a great result. But yeah, it looks absolutely amazing and beautiful, and I was just breathtaking. I think that France or Austria will be the jury winner. The staging looks very promising. I feel like we have great staging, maybe majority of entries, making it really difficult this year. Yes, the staging overall, I mean, the possibilities and the options you have this time around at Eurovision staging is out of this world. I mean, we've never had, we can have people hang from the ceiling like Finland or Poland does. Now we can do all of this. And look at some of those biggest props we've ever seen. It feels like, can we go back from this? Like, imagine a smaller country ones. We cannot do all these crazy props. So that is basically how I feel about this. So it is pretty interesting. All right. So let's talk a little just about other things. We have a few more minutes to talk about non-country stuff like this. You can also ask any questions. People kept asking about the red carpet, the turquoise carpet event. Again, I didn't watch it. I saw a few pictures of some outfits. I'm like, whoop-de-doo. I would be there with my black t-shirt. But it didn't. I know there was some controversy about Israel reporting a police report, filing a police report because of some offensive language. I don't know all the details. If you all have seen it, I've been live streaming, so I couldn't get into the details about that. That's all I know about it. I was surprised actually that Israel showed up at the turquoise carpet, only for the reason that they knew that there would be a lot of protests. So, they did, but they didn't give interviews, right? Other than that, I heard there was also some the hosts were not great or something like that, and it was messy, but I do not have the details. So why don't you all tell me a little bit about it at ESC United, and I will comment on that. But yeah, I don't have any strong opinions about turquoise carpets. It became so competitive as well with the juries back at the press. We used to get access all the time. Now it's just, you know, like they pick and choose who gets to go. Plus I hated doing interviews at that anyways. The presentation of it was all rapid live cuts between camera teams. Okay. Yeah. So, okay. So it was just not done well, which is, I mean, it's not a big deal, right? It's not a big deal. It's just silly. I mean, I don't even like the red carpet at I don't like the Oscars to begin with, but I like the red carpet events before the Oscars even list. Who are you wearing? I'm like, I don't know, H&M. Yeah, I'm not a fashion. So let's then nobody cares. Seems like the chat doesn't care either much. Let's move on to the rehearsal week real quick. So let's just talk this through real quick. Tomorrow is the first 2 dress rehearsals. The first one is in the afternoon. I want to say around 2 or 3. They're just now closed to the press as well on stream or on TV. Only those in the arena. The press can go into the arena and watch it, but they're not allowed to take pictures. They're only allowed to report on it. I don't even know if there any equipment is allowed. Roy, our buddy Roy, is on site, and he'll be in there along with David. And they're either going to tweet about it, or if they cannot use that, then they will write it up on a piece of paper, apparently. So it's crazy. And then in the evening, we'll have the second dress rehearsal, which used to be the jury show. That I'll be able to see, and you can join me here as we talk through, and I'll give you my insight as much as possible. And then we rinse and repeat that throughout the whole week. So I will be live every day for the rest of the week. I'll also be live the Sunday after the actual show, the grand finale, so we can marinate and talk our excitement, our disappointment, or whatever it may be. So that's just the thing. So before I jump into the next topic, any questions at ESC United? I'm going to put some random ones on here. I actually think it was a really good carpet for in-person attendees and artists. There were so many parades, decorations, and music. It seems like the whole city turned out for those. You know what? And that is a good point. It should be for the city. It seems like there were a lot of people there. They had fun. And it should be for those individuals, right? Watching it to me is boring. But especially when you're there locally and you want to see that, it's a big event for Basel, you know, that is cool. That is really cool. So I think that's a good thing. So I'm glad you're pointing that out, the positive. I don't want to be to you the Debbie Downer, like, I hate rock comments. Will you be doing any streams with your old crew, Roy, Gabe, and those guys? So Gabe is no longer really part of ESC United. He's doing his own thing with his own channel, which has been successful. So I wish him the best of luck there. So I don't think we're going to do any live streams together. He's doing his own daily stuff now. Roy, I will see, because Roy is basically, we have no local representation except for Roy. So he'll be busy. So I will invite him, but if he can't make it, he can't make it. So that's the only reason why the crew isn't here. Maybe Connor, I'll get here, you know, at some point. But, you know, I didn't plan anything. All these live streams, usually we plan weeks and months in advance. This one was like, yeah, I'll do it. But I did, because I was gone for so long and I didn't really have the ability to bring people in. And they all have plans now. So that's why you mostly just have me. So, yeah. Thoughts on being the more songs for jury this year after 2 years of a winner jury? Maybe we will see a televote winner. Well, here's the thing. On paper, we had plenty of jury pleasers as well last year. It just, for some reason, they all decided to give Switzerland all the points. We didn't know. It could have been France. I thought France could win the jury vote, but they came second still, but it's a distant second. So it could have something like this again, where there are plenty of jury popular, but there's a one that just gonna pull ahead, you know. Or it could be more like a 21 where France and Switzerland kind of split their votes together, and then Italy had a chance to pass by them in 21. So it really comes down to the margin, right? The margins are important, because if the margin would have been so significant with Switzerland, Croatia would have won. So that is the tricky part. And then, yeah, it's hard to say. It sucks when there's such, because in the past, usually the jury's votes were a little bit more closer, and then the more dramatic televote could make the difference. Now, for the last few years, the juries had such strong favorites that it was virtually impossible to beat them. Now, Sweden 2 years ago, Switzerland last year. I mean, Switzerland came only 5th in the televote. Granted, it was a close 5th place, but 5th nevertheless. So that is significant, right? So we'll see. That's a very, I need to see the whole run and to see who is, you know, going to qualify. In the evening of the dress rehearsals, will they be streamed from the press? And what time will it be? Thanks, Matt. We missed you. The evening of the dress rehearsal, yeah. So we have access to the dress rehearsals on site and also remote to watch the actual rehearsals. Now, in terms of access, like you cannot hear anything. You're not allowed to see anything. I can only talk about it and describe it to you. It's been like that for years now, though. So keep that in mind. So it may not be fun for everyone, but to us it is, and we can talk it through. And you just have to judge my really bad judgment. Trust my really bad judgment. So yeah, I think the 100% televote in the semi system contributed to the fact that jury winners vote more jury darlings to get kicked out in the semis. That you win the smartest comment of the day award. I never made that connection. You're absolutely right. Dude, you're absolutely right. That is exactly what contributors. Is it the only reason? Maybe not. Very interesting. Yeah, so that could be certainly a contributor. The question is, I have to look at the years and see which countries would have qualified. I mean, we would never know, but you know, that is a very, very good point you're raising here. So I'm learning every day. Do you think Celine Dion will make an in-person or virtual appearance? I'm pretty sure that she will make a virtual appearance if she cannot make it in person. I will say this. Leave her alone. Like, I understand she won. She's the most famous person in the world, but she is worried about her health. And if she wants to do it, great. But let's not put the pressure on her for that. I feel bad. I wish they wouldn't have pushed her, or like, yeah, I know that there are rumors out there, but I hope for her that she doesn't do it. Not because I don't want her there, but it's just, I wouldn't do it if I were her. Not because I don't love Eurovision, but I think if I would be in her shoes, that's too much stress. Just like, am I going to be okay that day or not? But yeah, that's just my opinion. Do you think Georgia will withdraw after this year? The vibes are weird. So this stream's supposed to be fun. I'm worried that there are other countries that couldn't. Georgia could withdraw. I could see Montenegro withdrawing again. Other countries see withdrawing as well, and I see less and less countries wanting to return. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I cannot think about what's going to be next year look like. But yeah, I'm worried. I'm worried. I'm not saying I'm worried about the future of the contest, because we could always narrow it down to one semi or heck, only one show. But the EBU needs to do something to bring countries back. And I know some of it is political. You cannot control that. I understand that. But then bringing back those who cannot afford it, or some other means to bring countries in. Should we expand the contest? I personally, maybe not. I don't know. But something has to happen. But we have to cross that bridge when we get to it, right? So what is your favorite this year? Well, I did a whole top 37 video. Check it out. But if you want me to spoil it for you, I have the most obvious favorite of them all this year, which is interesting because usually I don't. But I can tell you my top 3 are: number 3 is Netherlands, number 2 is United Kingdom, and number 1 is Sweden. Now that may change. That was just based on my first ranking. I have to see up how that went. Have you read up on Melfest already? Yes. So Melfest, the only national final I really got information on. I know that Manzelmalo was the the favorite to win, because he wanted to pull a Lorraine, I guess. And then he came in second, because the televoters, gave, KAJ the win. And apparently the juries almost put Mans and the trio in a tie, like only 3 points behind or so. So that wasn't enough. And he was, let's just say, not the most gracious winner. So, and then there was some drama about his drug use, but I don't want to speculate. I don't like doing that. And I don't read up on gossip much. But yeah, I know that he was very unhappy. And I heard John Lundvik too, not to the same extent, which kind of disappoints me, so, oh well. Well, I think the best song won, in my opinion. Do you predict a close result in the final or a runaway winner? I think it'll be close. The only thing I can see is that either Sweden or Austria will run away with it. That Sweden is going to do second or so, first even with the juries randomly, and then gets a landslide win with the televoters. I could see that happening. I could see Austria doing much better with the televoters than people anticipate. We know it's going to do well with the juries. This could be a top 2. If it ends up top 2 with the televoters, or 3, I could see a landslide for them as well. Other than that, I think it'll be more of a, closer race. But, we'll see. We'll see. The vibes can change after everything that's happening. Forgive me, I just got a text here. Who would be your surprise winner? So my surprise winner, could you call France a surprise winner? France has the potential of being the landslide jury winner. And if it comes like 3rd, 4th again in the televote of 5th, it could do a Switzerland of this year. I could see a potential Albania. No, Albania's not going to win. But Albania's best result I could see. Yeah, I could see France pulling a win. Other than that, I have a hard time seeing anybody else pulling it off. So I think the betting odds are kind of on the nose. The only other one I could see, actually, I know this is not a comfortable, that's concerning for some people, it's Israel. Israel is most likely going to get over 300 points on the televote, and if the juries give it a decent score, Israel could win. That's my only other thing that I could see, and I know that would create a lot of friction. So I don't want to even manifest that kind of thing. But I'm just saying I live in the real world. I could see that happening. Yep, I said it. I said it. John Lundvik probably had a bigger tantrum. He stated that he will probably represent another country, hopefully not Denmark. Well, why is he so upset? Didn't he just kind of like 6th or 5th place? So even if this wouldn't have won, then months would have gone. He would have been okay with that. I don't understand people with a chip on the shoulder like that. I don't get it, but that's me. That's just me. That is basically what happened. So what the answer? So predictions and odds. We already covered that. We're talking about that right now because that was the next thing I was going to talk about. I know that there is a lot of speculation going on, just like every year, and I feel like so far I never got less than 8 out of the 10 songs wrong in like my prediction. I'm worried this year could be the year where I actually get more than 2 wrong. Because especially in semi 2, I feel like it could go anyway. So I hate predicting. That's why I need your help on this one. Matt, where is your cute doggo? He's over there, but if I pick him up, he's gonna wake. Okay, I'll show him. But if he's gonna start barking because of you all, I'll blame you. Come here, baby. Y'all, if you haven't met him yet, this is Gaston. He is the love of my life. And as soon as we're done here, he's going to go on a nice walk with me. Mwah. Mm-hmm. He's the sweetest dog. He's like 20 months old now. So he's not used to me being like busy all morning like this. Oh, I love you too. He's so cuddly. All right, I'm putting him back now. Anyways, there's the doggy. Those who remember from a few years, my cats passed away a couple of years ago. I miss them so much. So I finally got myself a dog. We got a dog, and I'm very, very in love with Gaston. Is the half for the final been... hang on, sorry, the chat just moving. Is the halves for the final been scrapped? The halves? I don't know what that means, sorry. What is your dog's favorite song? I mean, everyone is going to say Laika's Party, but I don't know. He is, I haven't really exposed him to any Eurovision music because I'm usually listening over headphones. Opinion on the new qualifier announcement process, somebody's asking. I don't want to always be like, you know, old men yelling at the cloud kind of person and get off my lawn. But I will say that I'm hesitant. The thing I'm happy about is that they don't put them on stage like they did a couple of years ago in Liverpool, where they did the, you know, Britain or America's Got Talent setup where the cameras are on them. At least they get to be in their seat, right, with the team as a support group, because that is so important. Even if you qualify, you want to celebrate with the people, but especially if you don't qualify, you want to have that, you know, group support there. So I'm glad they're at least standing, being with the people that, you know, work with them so long, so hard for the last few months. So that at least makes me happy. That being said, I find it less climatic, only because with the current system, anybody could qualify, right? We don't know. But now we know, okay, it's going to be one of those 3 countries. So if they show us Sweden, let's do like Malta, Georgia, and Montenegro, we all know it's going to be Malta, right? Or at least likely. And then do we have to see everyone's sad faces all the time? I always thought they were talking about, well, we need to worry about the act's well-being. Well, I'm putting them on pressure cooker like that, and doesn't really do the trick. So I never really believed this whole well-being thing anyways. It's just an excuse to, like, we want to have all control over everything. And it seems as, you know, now they got everything, that they do whatever they want anyways. The main problem is saying they want to preserve the artist's mental well-being, but yet they pick the system that will make it more nerve-wracking. Imagine being called 4 times and not qualified. Exactly, right? I'm sure they want to make sure, but even if it's like, if you are the last, one of the non-qualifiers, you must be at least 3 times on screen, right? I would think. I didn't do the math, but I would think at least. unless they're going to put, like, for instance, Sweden, Poland, and Iceland in one screen, the first one, and then Sweden qualifies, and the next one they put Poland again, and then Poland qualifies then. So they would have to do that kind of stuff. But then it all becomes very calculated, and I don't like that. I don't like that. Now, I understand, I think I said that yesterday in the live stream, is I understand it's easier for the camera setup because I've been in a green room before, right? And you have to be near the people qualifying so that they can be caught on camera. So if no camera is circling around you, you're not, okay, obviously it's not going to be me. So I think they're trying to get away from that. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But I try to be open-minded, not to just be all like wah wah. But not everything needs fixing, right? I think the current setup is exciting enough. It is very, very exciting. So that's how I feel. Is the first and second half for the final been scrapped? Oh, you mean like if you've been drawn into it? Yes, the EBU wants to have more power. I think there are, unless they've changed that, I didn't even look at that, but they had like a few slots for first and second half, and then the rest, it'll all be producer's choice, which I don't like because favoritism. And the same countries get like, you know, special treatment, and they say, no, it's always fair. I'm like, we have eyes, we can see. You know, we know what's happening. We're not dumb. So yeah, that's how I feel about that. They did clarify where you are allowed to film backstage and where not, so the artists have more safe spaces. I mean, here's the thing. There is an area where the press is allowed and where the press is not allowed, right? There's delegation and then there's press. If there are people, certain specific unique press, right? There's certain like higher end press people that can go into the delegation area. Just don't have that area be filmed at all without permission. Like this is an off, you know, camera area. Like we talked about what happened with the Netherlands last year or whatever, or some other places where people get recorded where they don't want to. And that should be the area. If you're in the press center, that should be the press area where you can be recorded. It's always just strange. It's how they make it more complicated than it needs to be. That's like on stage and off stage. That's basically as simple as it be. So it's always just weird to me. If it were up to me, I would do 100% random. Me too. Everyone has the same chance to have a good draw. Also imagine if the two big favorites are drawn first and second, LOL. Well, that's the luck of the draw. And I understand that Eurovision is also entertainment, but it is also a contest. It is a competition. And I feel it should be also more treated, to a certain extent at least, like a sporting event, like the Olympics, where everyone is getting a fair, same opportunities. So if you draw first, so be it. It's just that. But if you're like, it's only a entertainment show, then you can make a case for that. But I feel strongly about the fairness and the competitive aspect of the contest. Give everyone a fair chance. Now that we have the, you can vote now early on, that helps a little, you know, but yeah, they will never get rid of it. They love the control. Like, well, we have to have a slow song, then a fast song, and that song, and then we need a male, then a female, and da-da-da, you know, so they like, it's overproduced in my view. But that's just my opinion. Have they confirmed whether the voting will be open at the start of the final as last year? This is fair to those who draw the first half. I was been out of the bubble, so I haven't seen anything, but I don't think they have announced anything to the contrary. So I think they're going to continue with that, because as you can see, it certainly helped with Ukraine, who got like lots and lots of points going second, and other countries as well going early. So I think it's a good thing. So that would be my thing. I agree, but even the artists are not allowed to make videos in those spaces. And that is fair. Like if you are in the delegation area, no videos unless it's in your own dressing room or there is a specific area designated there, like where, you know, that kind of stuff. But in the press room, it's kind of silly that you cannot record it, because it makes it very, very difficult, because sometimes you have camera angles, all that stuff. There's very, also, I don't know how much press is there nowadays, because there's very little need to be press, since everything is closed now. Now the press has access to the first dress rehearsal, but you can't even take pictures or anything. It's just very difficult. So somebody's asking, how are you? What feed will you watch for the show? Peacock? No, I will watch. I'm part of the press. The press has access to the live stream anyway through the portal, so that's where I'll watch it through. So I don't know how other Americans watch it. I think it's Peacock. I don't even know. It's not heavily advertised in America anymore. For a few years they tried, but then it kind of went away from logo, and then the American Song Contest flopped big time, and so they're kind of like, nah, never mind. Or you can use a VPN, as people say, but VPN sometimes slows things down a little bit as well. But yeah, I think in America lots of people have a VPN now, because in in case you didn't know, apparently in a lot of southern states they now banned porn or something like that, and so you can only watch porn if you use a VPN or something like that. So it's so everyone has a VPN now, apparently. Funny to me. That's how you learn, right? So yes, we still have it on Peacock, people are saying. Okay, but then you have to sign up for Peacock, I guess. Do you have access to dress rehearsals live stream? Yes, as I mentioned, we don't, not to the first one, but to the second one. Only people that are on site have access to the first dress rehearsal, but they cannot take pictures or anything. So they have to be inside. They're inside and just watch it, maybe make notes. I don't even know if technology is allowed inside. They're just very, very strict. So that is unfortunate. I'm going to Basel next week, but I couldn't get the tickets. Do you know if there is a sort of ESC village? Yeah, the Eurovision village is always there, where you can watch all the shows. But especially for the final night, you usually have to buy tickets. I don't know if they're sold out already, because it's a popular place to go. But there will be other public showings that you can find if you can't make it to the Eurovision village. There are parties all across the city. So find a bar, find a club, in case you don't get any tickets. I don't know what the status with the Eurovision village is here, because again, I've been out of the bubble for so long. So what are your thoughts on this year's Innovel acts? Most artists from 2020 to 24. So again, I am catching up on all of this, so I don't know everything. I know that the Greek singer from last year is there, and Sylvester from Lithuania, right? I don't know who else. The point is, I love bringing former contestants back. Keep it in the family. That's my thinking. We don't need Justin Timberlake. We don't need Madonna. Celine Dion is a different story, because it's Eurovision. So yeah, that's my thinking. By the way, did you see my microphone has not have any sound issues? So I think that's the secret. Jerry is there from Ukraine. Oh, good for her. I'm so happy that they're all making it. The Roop. Okay, the Roop is going too. Yay! They're like one of my favorites in 21. So that is exciting. John's Tears is there. See, I didn't know all of this. I'm so far behind. So you are educating me. But I promise next year I'll be back in the groove and know exactly where we're at. So what else do we have? Thank you very much. Okay, you're very welcome. Again, if you have any questions, at ESC United, so I can answer them. So as a reminder, tomorrow I will be back. I put it an hour early, but maybe I shouldn't have done an hour, maybe like 45 minutes or 30 minutes early for the second dress rehearsal that we're going to watch. Super excited about that. It's be the first semifinal. Now, even the dress rehearsals will not be perfect. There will be delays and all of that stuff, but we're here to have fun and to get an idea. Why have you been out of the bubble? To be honest, there are two reasons. It was mental stuff, mental health. It was, I don't want to go much, it's too personal. Yeah, I've been pretty depressed, and depression can be pretty rough. And so I needed to look forward to things that make me happy. And unfortunately, Eurovision didn't make me happy last year. The stress with the whole Israel thing and all the drama that has been happening, it only put more burden on. I'm like, if I cannot use Eurovision to be happy, why would I bother? So I actually stayed away from Eurovision for my mental health for that reason. It's like, I can't. People, it's been ugly. It's been really, really ugly. And I didn't enjoy it. And I was like, do I want to put myself into this again? And I lost friends. and I made enemies, and I'm like, I didn't even do much, you know, I was more subtle, and I just don't want to. I'm at a point in my life where I don't want to, and I just got a promotion at work as well, and you know, I don't know if I have the time or the will, you know, to do that, but when I came back, I'm like, I missed you all. So you kind of make it better. And I know it's, oh gosh, it sounds so corny right now. I'm hearing it as I'm saying it out loud. I just want to, but it is true. It is true. Like this, I'm like, okay, this is fun. And yeah, it is, man. You'll never be alone. I love you all too. So maybe I'll try. I mean, I don't want to make any promises, but I'll try to go back next year in person. I mean, it's also not cheap, right? And me being out for the entire year didn't make any additional money here. I couldn't afford to go. Even I got my promotion, it wasn't like that much more money, you know, and living in Southern California, it is expensive, you all. And I'm not saying that for you to, you know, give me super chats if you don't mean to. But so yeah, I'm not rich. I'm doing okay. It's great. Thank you. Feel enough to be back. Thank you so much for your support there. I really appreciate that. But yeah, that is basically what it is, you know, and I want to be clear. I was never like suicidal or anything, right? So it wasn't like that kind of pressure. But it was, you know, just like I needed to focus on the things that make me happy, like my family, my dog, and my other hobbies, you know. So which is like traveling and video games. I'm a gamer. I'm the generation, you know, I'm a centennial. So video games are my outlet, and traveling. I traveled a lot. I went to Colombia, I went to Panama, I went to Guatemala, and then in a few months I'm going on a cruise to Canada. So I'm super excited. I want to see the world now, because for like 10 or 12 years I was stuck to wherever Eurovision was going, which was nice. I saw so many places, you know. I saw Israel, I saw Ukraine, I saw Austria, I saw Denmark, I saw Italy, you know, UK, you name it. So it was just so cool. So so I say thank you. Speaking about your experience, depression is very difficult, and it's important to talk about it. It is, and it's not easy, because it's almost feel like I tend to be a strong person, like mentally. I'm usually the one to rock for people, but I allowed myself to be weak, and speaking about it makes me a little like, oh, I don't want to come across that way, but it's okay. I need to remind myself it's okay. So thank you so much for your kind words. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to mention it. I'm just going to say some stuff, health, but you know, no, you know it. So, but I encourage everyone who needs a break, take a break. It was the best thing I could have done. I don't regret it, but now I'm kind of happy to be back. You say you enjoy games. May I ask, have you enjoyed I haven't played that one yet. I haven't played, when I say video games, I should also be more clear. I stick to the games I know a lot. So let me tell you, I play Final Fantasy 14. I used to be World of Warcraft, but then I play Final Fantasy 14. I am currently going for another depression, and I'm being playful right now. Not really, because I just found out that Grand Theft Auto 6 was delayed for 6 months. So this is very hard on me, but I will get through it. I will. Yeah, so I love open world games. Like I love Cyberpunk. I loved Red Dead Redemption. I love the Harry Potter games. Those kind of things, you know, I love. But there are other games that I love as well. So that's kind of the games you can see me play. And of course, with family, I'm also a big Mario nerd. So Mario Kart, I play all the time. You know, I'm playing all the games. I'll get the Switch 2 that's coming out soon. So I'm really excited about that as well. So yeah, that's kind of like where I'm playing. I am the GTA player. I'm not going, yeah. And no, I'm not playing this to shoot hookers. That is not my intent. If it happens, sorry. But I actually love Red Dead Redemption. That's my kind of game. It's less about the shooting. It's really the story. Like one thing people are like, it's just an open world, the storyline, immersed yourself into this. It's art. I call these video games like the pinnacle of video game art. It is just amazing. And yes, you shoot people, but it's just fun. Anyways, enough of video games. That's not the right outlet here, right? So, oh, that is true. Next year, after Eurovision 26 is over, Grand Theft Auto will be out there to save me. Oh, thank you, y'all. You made a very good point. I feel so much better now. This is exactly why ESC United isn't always be my favorite Eurovision channel, because I'm upset about GTA. All right. Yeah. Okay. So I forgot I was going to make a point. What are your predictions for openers and closers for the final? You know, I mean, we don't know who's going to draw what, of course, but let me actually look at the list here of the songs. We know it's not going to be Finland. Finland could be an opener. It closed the semi. It could be a great opener for the final. So I would put Finland in there as a potential opener. And I don't think I put Sweden last. I'm looking at the list right now. Oftentimes, I don't want to call the closer a throwaway song, but it's more like a good, upbeat, fun song to end the show with. It could be a Norway that could close. If San Marino qualifies, it could be a San Marino closer. It's not going to be Cyprus. Cyprus could open as well. You know, the closing songs from this one could be the openers. That's often, it's not uncommon. Then Australia could close, although it's a little while for closing, but it could be. Yeah, those would be some of my guesses. I'm going for them right now. They start with a party and they end with a party. That's usually how it goes. Not all the time. There are exceptions. I mean, remember 2018, Italy was not a party song, you know. We'll see. Ireland is another one. Yeah, Ireland closing or opening, though? I don't think it's an opener. I can see that's a closer. UK to close? Oh, that is a good one. I mean, they just closed a couple of years ago, but I don't think they'll. I mean, but so Finland closed a few years ago, the semis, and they still put them last. That would be a great closer. This whole, like, what the hell just happened here? Oh, I love that idea. Yeah, UK has to close. I'm convinced. Anything but the UK, it's a shame now. Yeah. Sweden never gets a bad place. Yeah, and I want to be like, no, I'm okay with it because it's one of my favorites this year. But they tend to get really good running orders. Yeah, I mean, 21 was not the greatest, but at the same time, you know, they knew that was the only year where they didn't do that well anyways. But yeah, they usually get a pretty good running order. And not 21, they got a good running order. When was it they didn't get a bad running order? I'm trying to remember. Oh, in the semi, they didn't get the best one, but in the finals, they did. Yeah. When was the last time they got a bad running order? It's been a while. Yeah. Okay. Especially with no clue, but I liked it. Okay. Yes, Sweden never gets a bad place. We talked about that one. Yes. All right. So yeah, those are some of my guesses, you know, but we have to see who's going to get first and second half and who gets producer's choice. So some of that is still happening. That was a random draw to close last year. I'm not remembering who closed last year. Who closed last year? Was it? Oh my god. Oh my god, Matt. Is it Austria? No. Who closed last year? Oh my god, brain don't fail me now. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I was so out of the bubble, I forgot half of it. Was it Austria? Let me see. Who closed? I'm scrolling. Don't tell me, Chad. I'll look it up right now. It was Austria. So my hunch was right. Yeah, I thought it was the closer, right? It wasn't a surprise that closed. No, it was a party song. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I think it was. So everyone's screaming Austrian. Like, I wanted to look it up myself. I thought it was, my head was I doubt they will put Ich komme at the very beginning, even if it draws first half. Why not? It's a great opener, and I don't think it's going to win. So I don't see why not. I'd rather be first than third or fourth. And with the voting starting right away, why not? I don't see a reason why it wouldn't. Iceland could close if they qualify. Yes, Iceland, if they qualify, would be a great closer because, you know, it's not the most threatening song in terms of results, but it's a nice way to end the party. So yeah, that's a good one as well. Yeah. So any other questions now at ESC United? Let me know. Otherwise, we'll remind everyone, we will not have a live stream for the afternoon show tomorrow because there won't be any coverage. So I will just do some videos and stuff. But I will be back tomorrow evening between 8:30 local time to discuss the first dress rehearsal of semi-final 1. And then on Tuesday, I will be live before the show and after the results are in. So I will not live streaming the show because I want to watch it and enjoy it. But in case you're at home watching and not at a party, feel free to join in. And then I'm sure we have a lot to cry over together and celebrate as well. So that is the fun part. And hopefully you'll enjoy it. But if there are no other questions, I will actually, I need to eat and this dog has to go pee-pee. I will see you all tomorrow, okay? Thanks again for a couple of hours of funs and see you then. Bye. Do you want to go pee-pee? No, you guys.